Hey, and welcome back to another exciting show here on Black Conservative Podcast. It's great to be back, and I just want to say, and here's the thing. We got a lot of stuff to cover, and man, trust me, I only have anywhere between 45 and 50 minutes to try and do that. But I'm gonna do the best that I can with the information, do the best that I can, as I always do. So let's get into the first things first. Let's get into this particular thing here. All right. Um Last week, and as everybody's probably know by now, is that okay, Trump was found guilty on all counts, all 34 counts. Okay. Now and like I said, I've gone on record to say, well, no, he's not going to be convicted. Okay. You know what? It's a thing to where every now and then every now and then I'm right. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to concede to that. I'm not going to concede to that. Because if I say that, then I can say, well, the people, blah, 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 blah. No. It's just a matter of what has happened. And even to a certain degree, we have to look at this for the reality of it. Okay. Let's really get into this. All right. Let's start with this here. Let's start with the tramp, Stormy Daniels. And that's exactly what I said. Okay. She's an adult film star. And doing the research on that, I mean, look here. Let me tell you something, y'all. This chick really when they say she gets down, yes, she gets down. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I'm like, you know what? To a certain degree, I can understand. I can understand why Trump went that way, and so on and so forth. But the real issue is this. Okay, everybody wants to say, okay, this is what he paid off a hooker, a tramp, a skeezer, a sandbag, a jump off. you know it's no different than a man. It's no different than any other politician that has circumvented certain aspects to keep something quiet. Trump is no different. Okay, if we really want to talk about something, let's talk about John F. Kennedy. Okay, let's talk about him. John F. Kennedy, okay, was known to sneak women into the White House while Marilyn Monroe. I mean, check what, and I'm gonna come to that. Sneaking women into the White House with the aid of the Secret Service while Jacqueline Kennedy was not around. Okay, he had the aid of the Secret Service, and not only that, but he had the aid of not only the Secret Service, but he had the aid of Hollywood actors such as Frank Sinatra, Peter Lorre, of helping sneak, and not only that, and the most famous woman that he's been well, not only that, but have known to, it's been known to have bedded down was Marilyn Monroe. To a fact, him and Bobby Kennedy, they had their own train station with her. Choo choo. Hold on. Before you get into that, let's talk about that. But nobody said anything about that. Wait. Hold on. Let me throw all of this out there. Okay. We want to talk about what was done. And not only that, but he didn't even do this while he was in the White House. He did this on his way. Now, do you not know? Do you not know? And see, this is where we have to start doing our research and our doing our fact checking. John F. Kennedy, his father circumvented certain things to make sure that his son became the president. Okay, but nobody's talking about that. Why? Because they were Democrats. Okay, nobody's talking about certain things that other presidents have done to circumvent the process. Here it is. This dude paid off a shake drinker, a jump off chick, to keep quiet. What powerful man has not done that? Wait, there's more. There's more. She took the money and made no qualms about it. Part 2. Third, in all actuality, Trump never paid her. Never paid her. You know who paid her? One of his underlings out of his own pocket. So technically, he didn't pay her. He did not pay her. One of his underlings paid her out of his own pocket. Not only that, but he admitted that on the stand. Yeah, I paid her the $130,000 with the understanding that Trump would pay me back. So all thing Trump did was just move money around in his corporation to pay this guy back. How many of us have moved money around to take care of something and didn't tell anybody, or say, hey, look, can you take care of this and I'll pay you back? Where's the truth be told? Where is the crime in this? But I'm gonna let Earl jump in. Earl had something he wants to say. No. You said you had something you wanted to say something.
I just want to say, if I rape someone and I go to trial, my defense can't be, well, my cousin raped someone and he didn't go to jail. That's no defense.
But there's no implication that he raped this woman. That's never said. She wait now. She even said herself that she went to his hotel room. Let me rephrase that. She met with him under her own. She met with him voluntarily.
No, you're missing my point. My point is that whatever your crime is, I just said rape, but whatever your crime is.
But
a defense can't be, well, Aaron, he did it and he didn't go to jail. That's not a defense.
Well, okay, but I'm trying to. What I'm saying is, what was his crime?
A defense is, I didn't do it. That's
what was his crime? Wait, Trump did not deny. He wasn't like Bill Clinton, that sack of shit. Bill Clinton said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Look here, dude. Truth be told, see, this is the other part that they're not, the other part that we forget. When Clinton and Monica Lewinsky hooked up, they gave a new definition of sexual contact. When those two people got together, because let's be clear, we're all, and here's the thing, this is why this is called intellectual, because why we are all there, we are all adults in the room. Adults in the room. Listen, sexual contact does no longer covers sexual intercourse. It also covers oral sex. Bill Clinton changed the game. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky changed the game on that. When he said, I did, and Kenneth Starr made a big deal out of that by saying, well, basically, if one party achieved the highlight, that's considered sex. And you kind of have to think about that, like, because the understanding is that the way that it was described in court is that, simply put, that the man's eyeballs rolled to the back of his head on what Monica Lewinsky was doing. That's how it was put in court. That's exactly how it was put. Now, Trump never denied having relations with this woman. He never denied that. He said, this is what happened. This is what we did. But listen, sweetheart, I need for you to kind of keep this quiet because I'm running for president. I don't need this coming out. Okay. Now let's do the background on Stormy Daniels. Okay. She's been the jump off chick for quite some time. This is no surprise. And this is what one of the things. And so, and once he was convicted, naturally, his team said, well, we're going to appeal this. This is what's going to happen, in my opinion. Okay. Now, granted, like I said, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but it's a very good chance that his conviction will be overturned in the appellate court, because the burden of proof is not as high as it's not as high as it is in the circuit court. Now, this was just given to me a few minutes ago. Now they're talking about they're going to ask for 6 months in Rikers. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Donald Trump is not going to Rikers. If he does, now I'm saying if this judge, now whoever this judge is, decides to give him prison time, under the law, as a first-time offender, you can appeal that ruling and you can stay out of prison until it reaches the appellate court. That's the beauty thing. And see, the people are misunderstanding, and they're missing the point about the game, about how the game is played. Understand something. Understand this, how the judicial system is played. It's a game. It's a deck of cards that you're passing out, and you gotta throw some in, you gotta pull some out. You're looking at it, you got your hand, you either you hold or you fold, one of the two. Donald Trump is playing this game very, 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 very smartly. Because if he's convicted, we're appealing. We are appealing. So they're talking about sentencing, and this is usually because this is state court. Usually in state court, you're sentencing. Once you're convicted, your sentence is either between 30 to 45 days. You're sentencing in between 30 to 45 days. Now, here's the other thing. Fact check. Look at this. People are talking about, oh, well, he's the first former president to be convicted of a crime. It's not really a crime, people. Here's the thing. You want to talk about a crime. This is a guy that moved money around in his corporation to take care of a situation. Okay? Here's the thing. He didn't steal any money from anyone. He didn't kill anyone for money. He didn't do any of these things. He just manipulated money. See, this is something that white people are very good at manipulating money. And see, this is the problem with us as black people. We don't understand money because first of all, this is the problem with us being black, is that we don't understand money. Second, we don't understand how money actually works. We don't understand how to manipulate money, because here's the thing about money. Money is like energy. It's neither created nor destroyed. It's merely transferred. Money is neither lost nor gained. Even Trump himself said this. Money is not lost or gained. It is merely transferred. And if you think I'm lying, think of this. Why do we have so many online banking systems? So many online ways of buying goods and products? Because all you're doing is that you're transferring money from your account to their account. What do you think a direct deposit is? They're transferring money from this account to that account. Oh, not to mention the day that he was convicted, when he was convicted, okay, within 10 hours, his organization raised $64 million. $64 million. Who does that? That is the part that's just so mind-boggling. They raise money. This man didn't lose money. They raise money. Raise $64 million. Hear it again. $64 million. He's not losing money. He's gaining money. Gaining money. The fact of the matter is also this. We're looking at this as, oh, this guy's not as a criminal. Okay, here's the thing. I'll put it to you this way. The man's going to win he's going to win the election. Okay, and I was just told before I even went on there, the man's going to lose by a landslide. Now, look, I'm willing to take that bet. I really am, because I'm a gambling man. I'm a gambling man. And as it says, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm a gambling man. Okay, so if we look at this, we're looking at June, July, August, September, October, November. It's 5 months away. The election is 5 months away. 5. And this dude is picking up steam as you go along, as he goes along. And in truth be told, in all actuality, this conviction actually fuels a lot of things. It fuels a lot of this. Here's another sidebar. Okay, and most of you who either you do or you don't. Robert De Niro. Right now, Robert De Niro is in a lot of hot water. And he's basically right now he's becoming a what they call a pariah. He's on right now, nobody wants to even deal with him or touch with him. And there was an organization that actually rescinded an award that he was given. Rescinded. Now let's be clear. Robert De Niro, who aside from his political affiliation, aside from that, is a phenomenal actor. Phenomenal. Okay. And I love him. Okay. But when you're making waves like he's making, okay, and it makes it difficult. It also makes it difficult for the studios to work with you, because you have some people who are pro-Trump and there are some people who are pro-Biden. Okay. Now, and I'm gonna get to Biden. This I'm gonna make no mistake. I'm gonna get to that cert to that to that ass cap, that ass clown. That's exactly what he is. Exactly. Now, we look at this thing with Trump, and the man hasn't skipped a beat. The man is back out on the campaign trail, and there are people saying, "Now, here's the thing. This is where the country is right now. They're 52% saying that Trump should, the verdict was right, and he should fold up his campaign, while the 48% saying it was rigged or it was wrong, and he should forge on. Now, that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he is doing. Long story short, that this country was not ready for an individual like Donald Trump. They were not ready for an individual of Donald J. Trump. They were not ready for this. They didn't see it coming. And they're doing everything possible to disrupt this train. And what they're doing, and see, this is when you don't understand the art of war. And this goes back to the book that I've referenced some time ago by Sun Tzu, The Art of War. And all they're doing is by them antagonizing him, they're only showing their weakness and showing, and he's gaining strength. Okay, so the man was convicted on all 34 counts. It's a clean sweep. Bam. Okay, but understand something. That's state court. With state court, you are allowed you are allowed because of due process, because he's exercising his right as a citizen and articles of the Constitution. He's entitled to a appeal, which it gets to the appellate court, state of New York, the state of New York, and it gets to that point. There's a very good chance that this could be set aside or overturned, because they're going to look at, where is the crime? What crime did he commit? What crime did he commit? So he told somebody. So basically, he told some gumshoe to, hey, I need for you to deal with this. Michael Cohen, and understand something about this jag bag. Michael Cohen, right about now, he should be sleeping with one eye open and one eye closed, with a pistol in his hand, because before long somebody's coming to visit him, and they're not coming in. And make no mistake, when they're coming to visit, they're not selling Girl Scout cookies. Michael Cohen is a scumbag, piece of garbage. He's a spineless individual who didn't have the cojones to do the things that is needed and necessary. That's exactly what he is. Okay, let's be clear on that. And like I said, the fact that he was the one that actually paid Stormy Daniels out of his own pocket, with the understanding that Trump would pay him back. So technically, Trump never paid her. Money never came out of his account. It never came out of his pocket. Think of it this way, for the, for the inebriated that's in the room. If if you tell someone, I need for you to handle this business, or can you take care of this debt for me? Technically, they paid it, and then you're reimbursing them. Where's the crime? What is the crime? Where is it? Well, I mean, help me help me understand what people are saying that I'm not. And I'm a pretty, I'm a pretty, and I consider myself a conservative, but here's my thing: make it make sense. Make it make sense. Truth be told, make it make sense. It's no different than a guy paying a prostitute for a little action. He's paying for her services. Oh, here's a little extra, sweetheart, just to show you to keep your mouth shut, just in the event that we should run across each other again, and I happen to be with my other. What's the problem? Really, what's the problem? And think about this for a minute. You mean to tell me that's the best? That's the best that they could come up with, is he paid this one? No, that he participated, because actually I'm gonna stick to that. That never came out of his pocket. And they're also claiming, oh, well, he paid that out of campaign funds. No, he didn't. He paid that. He gave money to Cohen, paid Cohen back. Michael Cohen paid it out of his own account. Michael Cohen said this on the stand. You can't refute that. He said this in open court. Well, yeah, he said, I'm having a little trouble raising money. So can you handle this for me? Michael Cohen was the fixer. So help me understand, that's your job. But like I said, Michael Cohen better sleep. He better sleep with one eye open and one eye closed with a pistol. Because he may get that unscheduled visit from them people. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it for the reality of it. That's all I'm doing, looking at it for the reality. Right now we're in a political climate that has never been seen in the history of this country. Never been seen. I mean, we've had individuals, presidential candidates, get caught up in scandals and various other things. I mean, that's the nature of it. That's just part of it. That's just the nature of it. There's a guy named Gary Hart who got caught with a broad sitting on his lap, who didn't bite to, who happened not who was not his wife. That information, that picture and information got out. It ruined him. The guy never ran for political office ever again. Ever. Ruined him. You take years ago, Edward Kennedy. He got caught up in a death investigation. When that happened, the highest he could ever achieve was a senator. He would never be president because he got caught up in a death investigation. Here's the story behind this. This dude was out with a broad. They went out drinking, and he crashed the car into Lake Chappaquiddick out there in New England. This dude, the coward of a man that he is, he managed to get himself out of the car and left the broad in the car to drown, and then didn't report the crime until the next day. So what's the difference? What's the difference? I mean, if you go further back into the presidential line, there were other presidents who Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was sleeping with his slaves, Sally Heming, and created a bunch of women, a bunch of children. Here's another one. You take Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton has a black son from one that he fathered with one of the house with one of with one of his employee, one of his workers, while he was governor. And the thing about this kid looks just like Bill Clinton, only he just has that African tan. He looks just like him. He's just black. Hillary Clinton flipped up. She flipped her lid not only when she found out, but when she actually saw him. Clinton paid this woman to keep quiet. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't talk about that because he's a Democrat. Right. We don't want to talk about that. He brought a child into the world who was black while he was the governor of Arkansas. But we don't want to talk about that, do we? We don't want to talk about that. No, we don't. We want to discuss something that happened 15 years ago. My gosh. Check that. Excuse me. I retort. That happened 9 years ago. 8 or 9 years ago. Are you serious? And when Trump goes on the tirade and said that, hey, this is a rigged system, he's absolutely right. Because I'm gonna tell you something, people, and pay attention and really listen and pay attention to what I'm about to say. Listen carefully. If they can do this to a man, if this government, this system can do this to a man who has all of the who has all of who the means of all the means that are necessary to defend himself, and he's still convicted. What do you think they'll do to what do you think they'll do to you? And make no mistake, that's going to be a statement that he's going to ride with. He's going to tell the American people, when he get out on his trail and he goes back out on his trail, trust me, mark my words, he's going to tell people this. If they can do this to me, what do you think they'll do to you? If they can do this to me, a wealthy businessman who has all the means, what will they do to you? The average Joe who is working paycheck to paycheck. What do you think they'll do to you? What will they do to you? This particular political year is going to be something for the ages, because this is something that we have never seen before. Never seen before. Now let me slide over to this other hot mess. Hunter Biden, Joe, Sleepy Joe's son. He goes on trial tomorrow he goes on trial tomorrow. The jury has been seated, and opening arguments, check that. Opening arguments begin tomorrow. Okay. This is the guy that was caught, not only caught, but caught on video with a prostitute, a gun, and snorting cocaine. This is the president's son. Okay. Not only that, but was in possession of classified information that he left on his laptop that he left somewhere, and then someone took it to a pawn shop, and when they opened it up, they saw all of this information. But the shocking part is that he's on trial for guns and drugs. Guns and drugs. What do we say about that? He's going on trial for guns and drugs. All righty then. So to a degree, and I respect people's opinion because they're looking at this as it's right now, the choices for president is really, for most people, is not very viable. Some people call it a shit show. Okay, and I respect people's opinion on that. It is what it is. So people don't want to vote for Biden for various reasons. Some people don't want to vote for Trump for various reasons. Understood. But at the same time, this is an absolute travesty and an embarrassment for the United States of America because of the divisiveness that has occurred. The divisiveness that has occurred. When we look at this state of the current state of this of the United States, we look at how bad, for lack of a better word, how bad things really are, and most people don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit the fact that it's worse than we think. Okay, if we take, for example, we go back 6 years. Most people were working. Most people had more money. They saw more money in their pocket than they had in a long time. The price of food was not the way it was. The price of fuel was not the way it was. See, here's the thing that we don't want to admit. When the Trump administration actually put things in perspective, they made sure that the American people, key word, the American people were provided for and had provisions. This was a guy that actually turned the Veterans Administration, around after years of mismanagement and no money being poured into it. He turned it around. The same thing with the military. He made sure that the military had what they needed, and not only that, but the veterans got the treatment, the funding, treatment, and money that they deserve. Because here it is, and this is the thing that people miss also. These individuals went and served their country faithfully. Your job as the government, as the United States government, is to take care of these people when they come back, because they took care of you going off to some foreign, faraway land and doing your dirty work, because they're doing the dirty work that some of you didn't have the balls to suit up and go do yourself. How many congressional members have children that are serving in the military right now? How many? And if you ask that question, you're gonna come back with a negative number. Not a lot of them, if any, have any of their children serving in the military. That's a shame. But you're gonna send a little nappy head Johnny, or the little trout mouth Susan off to do that. These are things that we have to look at. These are things that Trump had looked at and said, we're not going to do this. First and foremost, he made it clear that we're going to bring these people home, because why are we fighting something that has nothing to do with us? Absolutely nothing. Why are we still in Afghanistan? Why are we in some of these far away places that have nothing to do with us? No, that's the United States trying to portray the ideology of democracy, which is a fallacy. Democracy is a dream. It is a fantasy. It is just something to make the stupid people feel good about themselves. That's what democracy is. It's not real. It isn't at all. We haven't understood. There was the word democracy has not had the true meaning since there was the true meaning of democracy hasn't been around since the Civil War. The true meaning of democracy, and that's a mighty long time. Mighty long time. I'll even go as far as to say World War II, when the ideology of democracy meant something. I'll go that far. But it is what it is where we're at with this political atmosphere. And make no mistake, it is going to be exciting because we got both the RNC and the DNC coming up. Okay. The RNC, I believe, is in July, and the DNC is in August. So it's going to be it's going to be something to be held. Believe you me. Donald Trump is going to win he's going to win the Republican nomination. Make no mistake about it. Biden is going to get his party's nomination. Make no mistake about it. But it's all going to come down to the 12-round heavyweight boxing match November 4th of 2024. It's going to come down to that. And make no mistake. Now, here's the other thing too that we have to that the media is not promoting. There is a wave. There is a wave of defections. And when I say defections, I'm talking about that there is an enormous wave, an enormous migration, for lack of a better word, that there are more blacks. And they're not telling people this because why? They don't want to give the Republican Party the upper hand. There are more blacks that are switching parties. More, there are, trust and believe, they are looking at the fact now that these numbers are increasing from 32 to 35 to 38% of blacks becoming Republicans because they realize they have been lied to for the last 50 years from the Democratic Party. And don't be surprised. Do not be surprised when Trump picks his running mate. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a guy out of South Carolina. His name is Rick Scott. He's a black guy. Black, and not only that, but not only he's black, but he's a Republican. I would not be surprised that Donald Trump picks him as his running mate for VP. Okay, let's call it what, and then let's call a spade a spade. If he does pick him, that's to garner the black vote, which is a smart political move. I would do the same thing. It's not a racial thing, because understand something. If the man is racist, he's not gonna. It doesn't matter if the man's Republican. He's not gonna have him. But at the same time, you and I are on the same page. We believe the same thing. I don't look at you as this. And here's the thing, going back to the other thing, when we don't want to admit this, but Donald Trump did more for black people in his administration than the two Bushes, Obama and Biden all put together. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Do you know that Donald Trump pardoned more black people in his tenure than the last 5 presidents put together? And not only that, but he didn't wait till the waning days of pardoning people or commuting them. He did this while he was in the midst of his presidency. But see, the media don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. They want to tout this person as he's a racist. But he pardoned more black people than the 5 presidents before him. And the one in front of him. How does that work? But we don't want to talk. But see, we don't want to talk about that. But I digress. Now, let me get to this other deal. This is something that really, that kind of really chaffs my hide. Okay, so I'm not sure of how many of you all are into the WNBA, the women's basketball. Okay, and this year's class came out, and it's a lot of high price talent out there, a lot of talent. Okay, one of the talents happens to be this individual, Caitlin Clark, who's from Iowa, went to University of Iowa, who's from Iowa, and all this kind of carrying on. Okay, and she's basically the sweet Polly purebred of Iowa. Okay, she can do no wrong, this, that, and other. But she's getting a real rude awakening into the WNBA. She's getting the awakening that all rookies get. Now, everybody want to say boo-hoo and cry and this, that, and the other. Now, we take another young lady who plays for the Chicago Sky, um, uh, 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 Angel Reese, along with another young lady, Camila Cardosa. Okay. Now, here's the difference between these three women. Camila Cardosa, who plays for the Sky, who was drafted by the Sky number 3, and um, Angel Reese, who was drafted number 7. Both of these women have championship rings. Okay. That's number one. Number two, Caitlin Clark has no championship rings. And here's the thing: she's played in Caitlin Clark has played in 2 championship games against both um, Cardosa and Reese, and lost. So she's basically 0-2. But she's getting a rude awakening, as one commentator said about the situation with Caitlin Clark. That basically he said, "Welcome to the WNBA, rookie. That's it. Welcome to the WNBA." And what's happened is that the media and white America has put so much into this white cornbread mother trucker. That's exactly what they did, and it's not panning out. Okay, right now the Chicago Sky is 3-4, and where Caitlin plays, she plays for Indiana. The Indiana Fever, they're 2-8. Okay, it's not working out like they think. It's not. It really, really isn't at all. So just Saturday, the two teams hooked up and they had a play, and one of the players gave Caitlin Clark a hard foul. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like it just looks like two people it's just getting it in. They would have called a hard foul. Well, no, now if it was the other way around, it would still be a common foul. But they wanted, because this is a white girl who got the hell knocked out of her by a black girl, we're going to call it a flagrant. Not only that, but we're going to fine the team $5,000. Okay, do you really think that did the WNBA really think that was going to be an incentive to slow things down? No, yeah, no. Slow it down. No, it's an incentive, all right, but it's only incentive to where when we see you again, when we see you all again, because they play again. They play again against each other, June 16th. That's not in you. What you created an incentive, all right. So now you all come to our house, and we're gonna hit you in the mouth as soon as you get off the bus. What did you think that was gonna do, and what you think was gonna happen? See, what happens is that sometimes when we put too much into something, we lose focus, we lose track on what we're actually there to do. Not some of these young ladies, they're there to play a game. Granted that the WNBA, they are, and vastly, make no mistake, and I have to agree with some of them that they are some of them are very, very talented, and and they're vastly underpaid. Vastly. I have to, I'm an advocate for, if we're doing the same thing, doing the same job, everybody should receive a comparable pay, if comparable, if not equal pay. I agree. I truly do. Now, as far as some of these astronomical contracts and money, that's to be seen. And truth, so even with the NBA, there's some guys I don't think they're worth the money. I don't think that. I really don't. Same thing with MLB. They're paying these guys astronomical money. It's one guy, Shohei Ohtani, and I know I'm getting into the sports part, and some of you this might be over your head, but this Japanese player Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers signed this guy. My gosh, for 10 years, $700 million. That's ridiculous money. 10 years, 700 million. Okay. That's ridiculous money. I would never. I'm a general manager. I would never pay anybody that amount of money. It's crazy. Never. Because why? I'm never going to see the maturity of that contract. You're never going to see it because this guy's numbers could decline. The team could be declining. So that means I got to do what? I got to offload contracts. Yep, that's what happens. That is what happens. But with this situation with the rift between the two teams, I mean that just created a backdoor rivalry for Chicago and Indiana. No different with the Bulls and the Pacers. It's a rivalry. I mean, these are two teams that are next door to each other. Next door, a 3-hour ride between the two teams. A 3-hour ride. 90-minute flight if you happen to be doing that. If that. But it is what it is. Truthfully, to be said, it is what it is. Now, let me get to this other thing that I'm just so absolutely sick of. Okay, this month this month, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's Gay Pride Month. Whoop-de-doo. How convenient that the alphabet people get a month, and not only that, but they get a hot month. Figure that. They get a hot month. Whoop-de-doo. And it's hot in June. Hot. Gay Pride. So, this is just a prime example of this country going down this going driving down a dark street, driving down a one-way street backwards with a dark one-way street backwards with no lights on. This is a prime example of the direction that this country is going. Okay, and like I said, make it clear. I don't despise. I don't despise the person. I just despise your lifestyle and your conduct. That's the thing, and I'm gonna stick to that. It's nothing anyone to say can do or change that. Zip zero nada. Because here's the thing: when we talk about Black History Month, you gave it to us in February. Not only did you give it to us in February, but you gave it to us in the coldest month of the year and the coldest and shortest month of the year. What in the world are we supposed to do? Because we sure as shit can't go outside and barbecue. We can't have no functions at the park. We're not doing any back to Africa cruises. We're not doing any of that. So help me understand. Help me understand. And the killing part is that all of the other nationalities get a month to where they are able to do outdoor activities, such as Hispanic Heritage Month, Pan American Month, Asian Month, whatever. Everybody, here it is. We get it at the end. We get it right in the heart of the winter. That just shows you how much they care about us. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Just to to address a comment that a listener said. They said Hunter, we're referencing Hunter Biden. I believe he's guilty, and it's not a believe. I mean, if you ever get a chance to look at the video of what they saw and just like, wow, this dude in there, bucket naked with a prostitute snorting cocaine with a gun on the bed. Wow. I'm telling you can't make this up. True story, you can't make this up. I dare you to try. Dare you to try. So with that, kind of covered a couple of things. Now, one more thing I want to cover. I want to make sure I cover. Okay, and then to make sure that I don't forget, because I got it right here on my little notepad. Um, my daughter, my middle daughter, I just became and it's thrilling. I just became a grandfather again. She just gave birth to my grandson, her son, and it was thrilling. It was exciting. His name is Easton, and that is such a cool name. I know people are kind of like, what? Yes, Easton. Easton. What'd she say? Um, Easton Amir, that's his name. And how it's spelled, it is spelled Aramaic. It is the true spelling, the true Aramaic spelling is what I'm told, is what she told me. So his name is Easton Amir Campbell. So congratulations on that, sweetheart. Um, I'm a happy grandpa, and woo. So there's, just make sure I give it, just give it a shout out to my daughter and my, son, my grandson, and yes, and actually this dude came into the world. I'm sort of like right on time, on the date, to believe it or not. May 20th, was it May? Yeah, May 20th came in the world right on time. So she had it paid. So can't dispute that. But once again, happy, congrats, and what have you. Happy and congrats. So, oh, by the way, if any of you all are thinking about giving me gifts for Father's Day and birthdays, listen, I'm putting this out there too. Send money. Send the Batman money, because make no mistake, got to keep the Batmobile up, and we got to have it's a maintenance cost on the Batmobile, just so that you know, so I can be out there fighting crime. But with that being said, I see the lights flashing in the distance and the helicopter is about to land, which means what? That's all the time that we have here on Black Conservative Podcast on tonight's show. I hope you all taking something away from all of the take a little bit of what I said tonight, but a lot of this too, check it out. Do some fact checking, investigate, and not only that, but elevate, educate yourselves, and not only educate, but elevate. Educate and elevate. That's what the Batman is here to tell you. Because how else do you think I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do? What? By educating and elevating myself each and every day. That being said, not my monkey, not my circus.
To the Batmobile. Let's go. Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Roger. Ready to move out.